Yes, Gasheads, welcome back. We are back for another episode 45. Of course, we're going to be talking about the win that was on Tuesday. Of course, beating Charlton 5 times in a row. Massive win in general, and of course for Taylor as well. But yeah, we are back. Of course, if you're watching it back on the replay, make sure you leave your predictions and, of course, smash a like. 50 likes as always. You know how it is. If you can hit the like button, that'd be class. Subscribe if you're new. Of course, subscribe to Josh's channel as well. His TikTok. Check out the TikTok. His last one, which was out yesterday. Obviously I was on there as well as the special guest, as Josh said. So yeah, check that out. It's on TikTok, YouTube, and yeah, getting any questions. Of course, a lot to talk about again. Talking about the win, Burton game. We'll get onto that later on, of course, and also, as always, join FanHub. The code is down below. Follow the socials, as always, if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll get into it. Of course, joined by Neil and Josh. Neil, evening to you. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, you good?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, always better after a win. Definitely. But yeah, Josh, how are you, mate? You all good?
Always good, mate. We try and remain positive. Tuesday night was nice. It was nice to have you on the vlog as well. People are really liking that. Up the shorts gas. But yeah, yeah, it was really nice. It was a good, nice feeling to come home after a win, because it could have been really toxic. But yeah, spot on, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, was a little bit dodgy. We'll obviously talk about that. But yeah, even into Charlie BR, who's in already. All right, boys, the pressure goes up tenfold again. Yeah, Saturday is massive. Like, yeah, we'll get into it, of course. But yeah, Saturday is of course massive. Even into Chris as well, always supporting. Even though I've never seen that result on Tuesday, play well with 75 and the crazy subs. Yeah, it's mad. We'll get into the subs as well. Even into Tom as always, even into Sam, Harry Jenkins, Ford on Blue as well. Good to see you as well on Tuesday in the South Stand.
Thank you,
but yeah, get in your comments, questions. We'll start off with Neil first. Of course, this time I'll obviously give more of my thoughts on the game, because yeah, my phone speaker was messed up the other day, so that's why there was no reaction. A few people messaged me like, where's the video? But yeah, there was my my phone speaker was playing it, but I fixed it now, so I'll be going Burton, and yeah, there will be a reaction. But yeah, Neil, we'll get your thoughts first. What did you make of it? Of course, back to winning ways, 3 different goal scorers. Very comfortable in the end, even though we conceded 2 late goals. What did you make of it?
Yeah, positive for me. I think everything I'll say, I'll caveat by saying Charlton were pathetic, like borderline pathetic. But I'll caveat, that's the caveat to everything I'm going to say here. But went back to a 3. I said, if you chop and change, they're going to lose faith in you, and they're going to start questioning you if you keep chopping and you keep putting in drab performances and you keep dropping points, etc. But everything that happened Tuesday night looked to me it's the reflection of pretty good, honest, frank conversations that have had prior to Tuesday night. I just think stuff needed to be addressed, and I've given Taylor an hard time over the past couple of weeks, but I think he's carried himself really well. I expect he carried himself really well Tuesday, and whatever he's done, because it can go one way or the other. You've put your head on the block. If you sit down with your team and just say, look, we're not stupid. 5 on the bounce sees the end of me here. Now, if you go out there and don't show me or each other anything different, like you're going into the unknown because you don't know what comes in after me. And if you put in that sort of performance, then it tells me and it tells the board and it tells them in the ground exactly where you're at with me. And that's brave. That is brave for a manager to have them frank conversation, because you're doing yourself out of a job if them lads don't turn up for you. But as far as, I think he's gone back to a 3, and I think he spoke to his team. I think he sat down and he spoke to them and gone, look, what are your preferences here? How are you comfortable? What do you like to do? Rather than being the headmaster, and this is all guesswork. I don't know any of this, but they looked like that was the first time this season that group of lads have had any sort of ounce of looking like a side that they want to do the extras for each other, because through 75 minutes or 90 minutes or whatever you want to say of us being the better side, wasn't down to anything. It wasn't down to us having better quality than Charlton necessarily. I mean, we spoke about the spine of the side in the week and saying that player for player through the spine of the side, given the pedigree and the history of where these lads have played, they'd be deemed better players than us on paper. However, like I said to you before, we would be able to drag a few results this season if they just did all the fundamentals better. They run a bit harder. They did the things a little bit quicker with a little bit more urgency. They covered each other. They communicated a bit better, and they really dug in and did the extras for each other. That's what they did Tuesday. They just did the fundamentals far better than they've done all season, and far better than they did Charlton. And they got their rewards off the back of it, because all the positive stuff comes off working hard for each other, because you get a little buzz off of someone covering you, someone sliding in for you, someone dropping in behind you or overlapping you and doing the extras for you. And then what that gains is a little bit of momentum for your two centre halves. You look at someone like Willow and you look at Mola, that will drive with the ball forward to the halfway line and push them back and make everyone do 10 yards quicker and a bit further and a little bit more urgency. And then you've got someone like Lindsay who will go and bite into a tackle, and everything just gets a little bit more elevated. I think Scott Sinclair was brilliant as far as spoke about us not really having any leadership out there. And he didn't lead like what you'd suggest, what you'd think like. I still maintain, whether it be January or if you can pick someone up in on a free transfer, we still need an enforcer. We've got no enforcer in our side from what I can see. If Lindsay becomes that in time, then great. But at the minute, I can't see us having a real ball-winning, aggressive enforcer. But as far as how Scott Sinclair led us on Tuesday, loads of bits of positive guidance. Every time there was a dead ball, every time there was a stoppage, good little bits of positive information. And he even went out of his comfort zone to do that on Tuesday, because he was getting in the referee's face. He was questioning everything in 50-50s. He was defending his teammates. That ain't him. That ain't what Scott does. Like, he's never been his game, but he's gone out of his comfort zone to go and do that for his side, and his teammates probably appreciated it and respected it. And it all, like I said, it just elevates them and it helps them do the extras and all the fundamentals a bit better. So as far as our performance, it was better in the spec that we did all the fundamentals and all the dirty stuff and all the necessaries a lot better. Quality-wise, probably not too dissimilar to what you've seen before, but that'll get you over the line a lot of the time. If you go and put in a performance where you work a bit harder for your teammates and you do the extra for someone else, and you dig in, muck in, and pat them on the back when they do something well, and drag them in when you need them, and you can get together and form some form of relationship to look like a bit of a side. It goes a long way, and that's what. And off the back of it, we've gone and got ourselves a result.
Because me and you talked about that a lot, and especially you brought it up a lot in the last episode. Thanks to everyone who watched that, by the way. A lot of people tuned in for that, of course. But yeah, you said that a lot, and I completely agree. We did play well, but also the basics were there for the a few times that we showed it this season. Everyone, all the basics were there. Fundamentals, run a bit harder, work a bit harder. Like you said, Taylor's obviously. Me and Josh talked about it after the game. He's obviously gone there and said, obviously you guys know what's going on. I'm in deep, in the mud at the moment. Of course, results ain't going our way and his way. Obviously we've judged him the last few weeks on results, like you should, because it has been poor. But that's what I mean. In a lot of games, you see in a lot of games across the EF, especially League One and League Two, where the quality from obviously League One to the Championship is massive, but League One and League Two, it's only a lot of the time it's not really quality, it's just the basics and the fundamentals. Like if you do it, you usually can get a good result even without playing well. Like we talked about so many times on here the last few years, a lot like we've lost a game and we've gone, they weren't even that good, but the fundamentals have been absolutely clear.
Normally, sort of league, more or less every league really, but especially League One. If you win the battle, you're on course to getting a half decent result. But you've got to, like I said, you've got to do all the necessaries and all the fundamentals and all the ugly stuff first to start earning the right to do everything else off the back of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, Charlton were awful at that. Charlton reminded me of us. That's how bad they were. They reminded me of what we were like completely devoid of any form of wanting to do anything for the bloke alongside you. Just out there and passing the buck, no accountability, pissed in the wind. You couldn't even begin to start with how you pick them apart.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like I'll go back to Taylor. I thought he carried himself well Tuesday. Said all the right things leading up to it. But if what we are led to believe, he said to the players, they've responded, whether it's for himself or for him. But I thought throughout the game he did well as well. Taylor, he was animated when he needed to be. He G'd his team up when it was necessary, and I think. And at full time, he did exactly the right thing by heading straight down the tunnel. Like you can't.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that, wouldn't they?
You can't lose 4 on the spin and then go and give it the big and the Thatchers. He did exactly the right thing. Keep your head down. Got himself a result. I think again, good responses and good attitudes at full time. You look at Scott Sinclair, looked really annoyed at full time with how that petered out that game. Looked really annoyed, and I don't think it was anything to do with him coming off. It's just the fact that. Old habits dying hard. We've got ourselves into a good position, look good, and you've taken off some senior pros, and we've crumbled a little bit. And hindsight's brilliant with the subs. It's brilliant. But at 3-0, you expect professional footballers to do it every week to go and get the job done. You shouldn't crumble like that, regardless of who you take off. Because at the end of the day, we've got a game Saturday, and you've got to start looking at managing minutes, getting people in recovery as early as you can, especially if they're 30 plus.
Yeah.
So I understand the subs because you want to test your lads to say, look, there's a box to be ticked here. Can you tick it? And that's a little one that they failed there. So I think it's a lesson learned. And if it came to that situation on Saturday where we haven't got a Tuesday, I don't think we got a Tuesday, have we? We go Saturday.
Not a league game, but we've got
Cup. Yeah, we've got the Soccer Cup. So it means absolutely zero. So I think it'll probably be a lesson learned for Taylor. I like to think that come 75 minutes, if we're in a healthy position, he probably won't drag him again because the players that were left out there failed that little test. But it's all lessons learned for everyone, and I think it's all healthy to come away with a win. You've identified that there's an area of concern still there where we can be fragile if certain things take place. So it's another yardstick for them players to go, look, you've got to prove to me that I can give Scott a rest and I can bring Lindsay off at certain points, because you've got to go and step up and do it and be accountable for it, rather than saying, oh, it's a group of young lads and looking elsewhere for a get out clause. You've got to step up and do it.
Yeah. A few people, as you can see, have mentioned in the comments. Thanks to obviously everyone else as well, getting in your comments as always. But yeah, that's the thing as well. Like you are right. Because obviously you've done it against Wickham. It didn't have any impact at all. Obviously, it didn't do nothing tactically. It stayed the same. And again, but you are right. Even though how frustrating it is, they should be able to do it. But that's now 2 games in a row where Sinclair, I think it was Sinclair and Grant Ward went, or maybe Sinclair and Lindsay went off Saturday. It happened, and obviously the same thing, has happened where Lindsay, Sinclair, obviously Hunt. That was his first game. We'll obviously talk about the other madness going on with Hunt in a minute, because a few comments have come in. I've seen obviously Josh tweet about it earlier on. But overall it was I think I said if you watch Josh's vlog, you would have seen what I said. It was about the first time we've pressed properly and we've actually looked like the team, knows what's going on. 3 different goal scorers, obviously 2 brilliant goals there. From the south stand, both of them goals looked, they were unreal anyway, but obviously
personnel helps with that though. I think personnel helps with all of that. So when you got Jack Hunt, it is going to get you up the pitch, and then you can get your foot, you can get your centre halves driving towards. But again, if you've got 2 centre halves driving towards the halfway line with the football, unless someone's going to give you an angle or give you an option, they look like they don't know what they're doing, because they're driving towards the halfway line with the ball and then they've got nothing. They come unstuck and then it makes them look terrible. Do you know what I mean? As far as when you see like Willow and Mola carrying and traveling with the ball, then it's up to your teammates to give you an option and make the decision for you. And I thought we did well Tuesday as far as looking like some form of, green shoots of being a team.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, yeah, we'll get into it later, but yeah, that obviously needs to now be consistent. Of course, we can't be going and then losing on Saturday, and then everything's basically up in the air and all frustrating again. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, Josh, what was your thoughts? Obviously, you've said obviously your stuff on the vlog, but yeah, looking back at it, having had time to think, what did you make of the game? Obviously, 3 goals, 3 points, another win against Charlton. Yeah, what's your thoughts?
3 really nice goals. I was really impressed with that. We looked dangerous. It sounds stupid, but we didn't look like we were going to concede, and then we lose.
I agree.
It goes 3-2, right? But
yeah,
I said on my vlog at halftime, I said it's not that necessarily we've played well. It just looks like we care, and it feels like Matt Taylor has gone in and said to them, guys, if you lose tonight, I am getting sacked. And it just looked like they turned up for him. I actually agree with what Neil said as well. We don't know if they turned up for him or for themselves, but I just honestly, mate, it was refreshing to see a performance where you think, blimey hell, we look all right. And I was impressed. Like I said, I'm not over the moon or kind of getting what's just happened 4 on the bounce, etc. I do think there's 2 overreactions. Number 1, overreaction about him not pumping the Blackthorn end. Like, I saw people he should be sacked because he didn't thank the. Shut up. No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You just lost 4 on the bounce. You've lost 4 on the bounce. If you go and pump the Blackthorn end, I actually think people would say, is he joking? Like, is he like? I feel with some fans, Matt Taylor can't win. So he whatever he does or doesn't do. Secondly, as well, the subs. I'm seeing it in the comments. He needs to stop making. Let me just ask you though, right? And this is to anybody in the comments or watching. Name me the 3 players that need to start on the weekend, that are screwed on to start on the weekend. You're looking at Sinclair, you're looking at Lindsay, and you're probably looking at Hunt. And they all got taken off because you need to protect these players. And they are senior players, yes, they are. But it's like it's not a Matt Taylor thing. Like, oh, he's made too many. He's made subs with players that play in the same position and they're professional footballers. They should be able to uphold that standard. It's a personnel issue rather than him making a sub. What do you want him to do? Just not make any subs. So
yeah.
I'm not so pressed about that. And it is what it is. Like, I get that. But it was just nice to I remember saying to you on the way back, I am impressed the fact that we look so in control. And obviously then it comes off. Interesting, isn't it? You take Lindsay off, who's had the game of his Rovers career so far.
Brilliant.
He didn't shut up. He was so loud. He was clapping. He was, Promise took a heavy touch and he dropped his head. And I heard Lindsay say, "Bro, no, head up." And he just literally, it was like, I like that. I really like what Neil said about Scott Sinclair as well. He went against his normal character to G the team up, show a bit of aggression, go to the ref, back his players. I never stopped to consider that. So I think that's a really, really good point. It just looked like the team didn't want Matt Taylor to get sacked. And I hope that carries on into Burton, because you are right. We can't win against Charlton, as poor as they were, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
And go and lose at Burton. So it's one of those things. And if you do lose at Burton, the pressure's straight back on. So yeah, I'm not getting carried away. That's the word I was looking for. We've won. We were commanding up until the 70-ish minute. We need to look at how to see games out better. But it was refreshing to watch all of the interviews. And James Wilson, who now apparently I absolutely love, where's that come from? And Jamie Lindsay both said in their interviews, they're fuming that they conceded to, and that needs to change. And I was quite happy to hear that from the players say, like, it isn't good enough, like it's not good enough, or we need to sort it out. I'm glad that no one papered over the cracks to say, like, oh, well, a win's a win, and it is. But it was nice to see that they're trying to uphold some sort of standard. So
yeah,
I was impressed that not impressed that, like, we've won a game of football, like it's Charlton, we're expected to win that game nowadays.
But, with the record.
Exactly. But more of the fact that they rallied around Matt Taylor, it felt like they weren't letting him get sacked because of how poor they've been. And I thought that was really good to see. It was a real team performance. Everyone was fighting for each other, and I thought that was class.
Yeah, I completely agree, to be honest. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing, that we need to have the high standards. Like you said, it's frustrating because I said to the, I can't remember his name. I got off the top of my head. Shout out to the Charlton Chronicles. Neil obviously tweeted him and tagged him in it after the game. But I said to him after the game, I thought they're the worst team. I thought they were worse than Cambridge, and Cambridge were bad, and
they were poor.
And Charlton, like you said, I felt comfortable as well. 3-0 up, all game. I felt so comfortable, and then obviously out of nowhere, they obviously went for it. They threw like the giant that is Miles Lieburn on.
Oh, ridiculous!
Started putting crosses and stuff like that. But overall,
it was nice to see. I think as well, Connor Taylor back to not his best at all, but he looked more comfortable in the middle. And again, Neil got that right. Maybe putting Connor in the middle might help. I remember you said that a couple of weeks ago. And he handled Ghassan Ahmed like he had to fake an injury to go off because he didn't want to keep playing against Connor.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see him back to his best. I think Promise's performance will go slightly under the radar. 2 assists as well. That's 4 goal contributions now in 9 games. And I know, all right, he's not clinical at all, but he worked his absolute ass off. He won everything. He got 2 assists. He was picking nice passes. Link-up play was great. But it was just good to see the senior players stand up and actually drag you through that performance. And I'm guessing that performance will advocate for why Matt Taylor did give Scotty the armband, because he led from the front, and he's not your typical, like, he leads by example, if you will. He's not so shouty, screaming. He will run his ass off, so that makes you want to run your ass off, because if your skipper's doing that, it was good. It was good to see the mindset of it, I think, rather than the actual performance, if that makes sense. We did look commanding, but it was good just to see how that kind of something switched in the brain, it looked like.
100%. Gordo and Jefferson saying, obviously, Kofi Shaw again went in the, me and Neil talked about, obviously we talked about the previous episode with Josh as well, but winning this squad, I mean, thing is, he is still young. Of course, you want to see him play, but sort of left him out. Left him out of the last 2 games, not even on the bench. Of course, Forbes was there. Like Josh said, was Taylor looking at his tweet, what he said before the game. But I mean, Kofi it's an interesting one, because he's still young, isn't it? He's still young. He probably at this moment in time, we talked about that maybe he could throw him in and surprise teams. But I mean, it's the same as Hutchinson. He's obviously having a bad time at the moment. Unused sub again. But it's sort of after that, we've won a game. And like we said, I think, again, I'll say it, I think our squad is good. So when you can have so many players on the bench and then are still leaving out players, it's different. But, Kofi Shaw, again, will get his chance again. He'll definitely start against Swindon in the cup game on Tuesday.
So Hutchinson,
just see it out. Hutchinson, basically all those players, of course. LT, couldn't believe he went because Taylor, Thomas is a good player. He's obviously he's been playing in wing back. We played winger against Wickham, right midfielder, but yeah, he didn't get a chance. But it's all about competition at the end of the day. If players are playing well, you keep your shirt. If players have an off game or have a poor game, then yeah, you take the bench and you got to fight for it back. That's what I like. Belongo came back in. He was brilliant. I knew, I was nervous before the game and, I didn't think we'd win. But that intent from Belongo in the first, 20 seconds when he ran the whole pitch down the left-hand side, you knew sort of we were up for it. And like you said, we were good, but it was just the togetherness and everyone wanted to battle together and, for Taylor. But yeah, hopefully we can see it. But yeah, you mentioned Sinclair. It was weird. It was almost, I don't know whether it was basically a free up top, but Sinclair almost had that free roaming role, and he was absolutely outstanding. The finish, Celtic could have done with him on Tuesday after their battering, but yeah, that finish was ridiculous. Like you said, Promise, he 2 assists, set up Lindsay's goal. Yeah, that was more like it from Promise. He was sort of dropping into spaces as well. And all the front line really were dropping into spaces, and there were more players in the box. And like Neil mentioned, and you mentioned, Josh, as well, Hunty makes such a huge difference.
Massive.
Always going forward as well. Brilliant on the ball. Gets us up the pitch. Delivery, brilliant. And yeah, everyone really. Conte, made Berry and Coventry look really poor. He just done his job, intercepted. Lindsay, outstanding. Wilson, again, he's probably been our top 3 best players this season. Everyone in the summer, I don't think there was anyone that said, "Oh, Wilson, is he really going to stay?" Blah blah blah. But he's been outstanding. So, we just need to carry it on now. Fingers crossed. Willow was breaking forward when he took it
I
off.
Can't believe
Sinclair,
that.
wasn't it? Ran in the box. I was like, bloody hell, Willow was loving it. So yeah,
He didn't look at Scotty after that, did he? He ran back without making eye contact. It was quite funny.
Yeah. I mean, Neil, what's your thoughts on Wilson? Because he's been a different player, and do you think it makes a difference that he's had a full pre-season as well and pretty much played every game, and he's just come back a different player, hasn't he, really?
I don't think it's going to do you any harm. Having a full pre-season is going to help you massively as far as getting your body in good nick. But I've never really had a problem with Wilson, to be honest. Like, I know we were bad at the end of last season. There was obviously the reasons for that were what we've stated as far as players out, a contract not taken to him, wanting out, and it was just a turnaround time. But you've got to understand that James Wilson comes from a different sort of mentality to what was brought in. Like, he's a winner. Do you know what I mean? He's won promotions. He knows how to he knows what successful looks and smells like. And he looked like a frustrated, pissed off bloke towards the end of last season, because what he was part of, it was completely alien to him. The whole setup and the scenario that he was involved in is nothing like what he's used to. Probably he's probably looking at that thinking, I never been part of a culture like this before. I'm sick of it. I hate it.
Yeah.
So the start of this season, whole fresh group can start stamping your authority on things and demanding things. And obviously we've not played great, but as far as his own personal performance, it looks like, especially Tuesday, he's all in to, like, let's get us better. Let's get us better as far as our culture and our mindset and our fundamentals. And he'll drag everyone else through with his own sort of standards. Like, I never had a problem with, like, even the Exeter thing last season when he give away fans loads, after. But that was due to frustration for what was going on in front of him. Like, nothing to do with fans behind him. Like, he's big enough and ugly enough, and he's played enough games to not give a toss about what's going on behind him in stands. It's just that when stuff ain't going right in front of you, and you're from a certain, you're cut from a certain cloth, and you're used to certain things happening around you, and players doing certain things, and having a certain mentality and mindset and operating in a certain way, you become a pissed off individual because it's irregular and it's below what your standards are, what you're used to as far as a set of standards. So
yeah,
Willow has been good, but I never had a problem with him really, all through all of it. Like he just looked at a pissed off, annoyed fella at what was going on around him.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was mad. Like it was. I mean, even I. In a way, I agree. Like I was still really frustrated, but I think some of the stuff like I seen with Wilson, people were like, I'd drive him somewhere." Like it was almost like that. But
you could say that about loads of them, couldn't you? You could have said that about loads of them.
Yeah, definitely.
And everyone like this football club, this fan base needs a scapegoat. When have we never had one? There always has to be one. You know, Limesy was once one before he come back, and all of a sudden he was magic. Do you know what I mean? But there always needs to be a scapegoat. Azza was one. Jack Hunt was one for a few weeks. Do you know what I mean? Like we've always got to have one.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Bill. Yeah, as simple as it sounds. Yeah, the biggest difference that we wanted it more. Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, all of us agree. I think most Rovers fans agree, and yeah, like everyone's saying as well. Yeah, hopefully he can keep the same side, and we must back it up. Yeah, because there's obviously been a few things saying about. I mean, I've not seen 5 million, but I've seen
where's that come from?
I've seen Villa and Southampton were apparently interested. Some journalists has put out. I think it was out on the Sun or something. But yeah, I'm not surprised teams want him. 17. You can tell he's got a lot of ability, but yeah, I don't think he'll leave. I think it's just talk. I think we'll gradually give him games, and let's see, because he is a class player, to be fair. But yeah, Josh, what's your thoughts on Wilson? Because we was chatting after the game, the bit, and I was like, Wilson class, and he was our man of the match on Tuesday, both of ours. What have you made of him this season?
So the frustration for Wilson came from me last season, not on how he played. Yeah, I'd never thought he was that bad, but it was just more his kind of general attitude and aura of how he just looked like he didn't like the club, like he just didn't. But again, Neil's alluded to maybe why, because it was maybe a loser's mentality potentially. Answering your question simply for this season, he's been absolutely superb. Yeah. And I didn't know he was so fast.
And he's rapid, isn't he, for a 35-year-old?
35 years of age, and he's absolutely rapid. I don't watch him too much because I'm just literally drooling over Clinton Mola at the minute. But he doesn't necessarily seem overly vocal. He doesn't necessarily seem, overly commanding, etc. But he will give you an absolute rollicking if your touch is misplaced, if you don't play a simple pass, so you can see those standards are there, and he's just been, mate. He's keeping Connor Taylor out the side. He's been absolutely brilliant. I can't fault him other than one game this season. He's been absolutely fantastic, and I think that you could argue that he's been man of the match in a couple of the games. It's just
even Saturday, I thought he was class.
He was brilliant for sure, Saturday. Exactly. And it's there's other circumstances as to why we lose those games. It ain't Wilson's fault. And I think you might you need a scapegoat in the gas, but it's certainly not this season. Is it going to be him? Because he's just been. I don't know what it is what's happened, what's different. Maybe it's, I don't know. But yes, he's been absolutely brilliant, and I just think that he maybe feels a little bit more positive around the place. Maybe he can see that ambition is high since when the new owners are in, they're pushing for something, and you need seniority in that back line, and he's been given a lot of trust because he will know how much Connor Taylor's loved. and to bench him in the first 3-4 games shows that, hang on, we do actually want you, and they must have given him a good proposal as to why he should stay at the club, because let's be honest, a James Wilson with 3 promotions under his belt, he doesn't need to stay at the Gas, and he's chosen to stay. And maybe there's something in the background that shows that actually we do have ambition, because he's been absolutely brilliant. Like, how can you fault James Wilson this season? He's been great.
Yeah, 100%. And it's obviously mad, wasn't it? I remember our season preview we'd done, and obviously Northampton preview, and all of us were like, "Nah, wouldn't have Wilson starting." And he's been.
I know. Yeah. It's like for me, it's like Rovers, like Granit Xhaka redemption.
It does seem that, because there was
turning people around. He's turning people around, but he hasn't done anything. He hasn't scored 6. He hasn't gone, but he's turning people around by his endeavour, his attitude, and just by playing well. And I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for him, because it was a toxic place last season, and I'm glad that he's looking like he's enjoying his football, and he's just he was buzzing when he got that goal. I'm starting to like him a lot. So
definitely. Even to Ben as well. Wilson Mola, very impressive Tuesday. Josh, did you pay up the Wigan game? You had to bring it up.
I did actually.
Yeah, he's paid it up already.
I gave him £4 instead.
That will be that will be definitely go down on the look back 5 years time, and you think, oh, that Wigan game at home, Josh with that bold statement, hilarious.
And that's gone everywhere. People have actually been sending it to me. It's just silly.
Yeah, that was crazy. But keep hitting the like button as well. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, follow the socials, FanHub as well. Loads of you have already used the code for FanHub, but do join that. And I've also updated the Predictions League as well. John Cozzolino, who's actually done very, very well. He's on 9 points top. Josh has gone up to second, because of course Josh and John were the only 2 people to predict Rovers to win on Tuesday. So fair play. We did get the job done. Neil, Mats and Mr. T Gaming, shout out my brother, are joint third as well. So I'm still doing absolutely shambolic, but we'll see. Hopefully when we get into Burton, and after the Burton game, I can finally get 3 points for a correct score. But one thing I will say, of course, a lot of the talk has been about Taylor, and of course results have been poor. We've got the win, but do you guys, I'll go with you first, Neil. Do you guys think this can be a where we can go and it can be a real change now, starting a new month, getting a win, and or do you think it will continue? Because it's a weird one, isn't it? We've been on that really poor run, like shocking. The stats were speaking for themselves, stuff like that. But do you think this can be a change now, or because even if we did win at Burton, it's Burton. Like, they're having obviously a horrendous time, haven't won a game. Do you think we can go on a run now or start to see something, or do you think it's just one of those where we win and it just goes back to what it has been? It's a hard one to talk about, but what do you reckon?
Well, I think regardless of results, obviously there's going to be ones, Burton, Shrewsbury, Cambridge, things like that, where there's an expectation there. But regardless of results, what they've done Tuesday, if they've set their standard now, they can't drop below that. That is the standard that they have set for one, themselves, two, the manager. So if you go into Burton and, I don't know, say get a point or lose or whatever by just, playing like they have done previously and somehow jagging at some form of positive result, you're still not out of the woods because question marks are still there. Do you know what I mean? Tuesday has to be the springboard to perform that way, because they've proved that they can do it. They can go out there and they can put in that that sort of performance where it doesn't have to be glitz, glamour, and keep the ball for 30 passes. So just hard work, endeavour, do all the fundamentals, and a bit of educated pressure. There's your bottom line. Everything else comes off the back of it. So if you go back to just pissing in the wind again, then you know what they're at. But this has to be the benchmark for whether you win, lose, or draw. The bottom line for the start of your performance of where you start to look is Tuesday. You drop below that week in, week out. Like I said, good players play well every week. If you've got a team full of once in a blue mooners, or a team of people that do it on their day, they're no good to you. And that includes a bloke in the dugout. You can't carry yourself like that Tuesday. Be ballsy and say all the right things. Go out there, conduct yourself well on the touchline where you are a little bit more animated, not ridiculous, but well more animated than Taylor has been in specific moments. Not being animated for the sake of being animated, but giving your side a lift and geeing players up when they need to and a word in their ear, and when their stoppages having positive conversations and bits of information, instructions, etc., rather than stood there looking like a lost soul. But like I said, Tuesday's the bottom line. That's where everything has to come from going forward, regardless of result.
Yeah, 100%. Josh, what's your thoughts? Do you agree?
Totally agree. You can. It's a catch-22 now, isn't it? Because we've seen how we can play.
Yeah.
We've seen that we can take a 3-goal lead with some nice play. I'm also surprised how creative we looked on Tuesday, considering the lineup. Conte and Lindsay, it's not a very creative midfield, yet it was quick. It was really impressive to see. I think Hunt had a lot to do with that as well, because he was kind of inverting every now and again. But it's totally accurate what Neil's saying. You say you do the right things. You've conducted yourself well. You need to go away to Burton and get a performance, because if you go away there and they're the first team we beat, or we drop points again, it just you have to springboard from this now. You have to. I'm confident that we will, to be honest.
Yeah. That's the main thing. All us as fans, all we want to see is, 100% players working for each other. A system, and also, like you said, first time we've pressed as a team. Like literally, everyone was running mental. I think Neil said it as well. The fact that Wilson and Mola were getting high, and Hunt will always play, if he can. Hunt will always play forward. Belongo is very good as an attacking wing back. When everyone's doing that, and your players are inverting, and Omachiri, Sinclair, Saturiu, and all the other attackers that were playing were sort of going in and out. Like Charlton didn't have a clue what they were doing. When it's like that, that's what we need to see. And like you both said, that is the benchmark now. You can't be, we want to stay consistent. We want to, just win at least 2-3 in a row. Like I don't think we've done it under Barton last season either, or with Taylor. I'm trying to think. I don't think we won 3 games in a row at all last season. So that's what we need to do. But then, you obviously go to Burton. Then it's Blackpool next week, if it's not called off, because of course international break. I'm not sure what's going on there. Well, I'm sure we'll hear about it. But then you got Huddersfield, Shrewsbury. Now is the time to stop messing about, if you will, and just go as a team, fight for each other. I think as long as that's what I mean. As long as you're winning the battles, and you see effort, and you see some sort of team morale, players fighting for each other, doing the pressing finally, first time we've seen it since pre-season, then hopefully we can see something can finally go on some sort of run, or just look like there's something there. Because like we said, the games previously, and it has been, of course, shocking. Tom saying Burton, but still Taylor out. Gordo agrees. Chris agreeing with Neil. Blackpool players got 3 out on international. So, yeah, it'll probably be off then. I think Rovers will have 1, if not 2. But, yeah, we will get into Burton now. Unfortunately, Ed, who is a very, very knowledgeable fan, it seems that a lot of the Burton, say, content creators or, podcasts, etc., they've got their own main meeting tonight. So they're obviously, doing a proper sort of emergency meeting. But yeah, we'll get into it. We know most of, I say it's been a madness, but I'll put the last 5 results, the last one being Reading on Tuesday where they lost 3-1. They have had some tough games, to be fair to them. But as you guys, most of you know, or if you didn't know, they are without a win, 4 draws, 4 defeats. They're 3rd from bottom. They're above Cambridge, who are the only other side that haven't won, but they're joint points on Shrewsbury on goal difference. But yeah, it's been an absolute madness at Burton. I'm sure most of you would have looked at their recruitment, new manager, new ownership, about close to 30 players in. I'm not sure what the actual the main point,
20,
but it's
23, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, 23. But it's been an absolute madness. I mean, also, there ain't many players either from last season. I looked earlier on, and of course, we all know, I don't really want to bring it up, but, we will, because, we got to look back at how we got on against them last season. One of the worst away games I've been to. And, to go 1-0 up. To go 1-0 up and look so good, and then within 5 minutes turn into... everyone just went, into an awful performance. But if you look at both teams, there ain't many players left from both teams in that game last season, of course. 4-1. Joe Powell scored a worldie. I think Gibbons played that game. Obviously, Evans put us 1-0 up. Of course, the goal scorer, we scored 2 goals against Burton last season. And of course, Evans scored both of them. As we know, he's not here. And of course, the home game as well. Absolute shocking. I think it was 2-1.
So bad.
Yeah, and it was a shambles. But I'll go with you, Neil, first. What have you, by looking at them, and obviously, like I said, the madness on the transfer recruitment, getting loads of players in, lots of money spent. What have you made of Burton, and what are your thoughts on Burton? Because it's been an absolute madness, hasn't it, over there?
Yeah, I think I said to you before a ball was kicked. Like they ain't got a prayer. Like you can't do that turnover. Can't do that turnover and expect to get success from it, because they'll get to May and still not know what they're at, all them lads. Like they've got a long road ahead of them to try and build anything there, because some won't settle, some won't like the area, families won't like it, some wives like. There's a multitude of reasons why that ain't going to work. It's just too many. I think I had them in bottom 4 as well, because I just thought it's impossible. You're juggling. I know it's at a far greater scale, but you look at the struggle that Chelsea had with all them players coming in, mismatching, trying to build relationships with people that you've never met in an area where you're surrounded by another 20. It's madness. They got off to a steady start, I think, drawing a few, but now they fell away. They've started conceding heavily. I think they've been beat 3-0 twice on the spin or something like that. So they've started to go in the direction that I sort of predicted they would, off the back of what they've done in the summer. I don't see it getting much better for Burton. I think they'll be like this all season, because it's too long a road to go to. What do you create? What do you build? How do you get relationships with anything when you've got all them people in the building again? And some will be happy, some will be disgruntled, some won't like the area, some will have missuses that haven't moved down, aren't near their family. Like it's just too difficult. So I don't know what to expect from Burton as far as because I've not seen him play, but I wouldn't expect them to have a great deal of cohesion, to be honest, when we go and play them. Like when we played them like under like Dino, when Dino was there, and even maybe Hasselbank, you know what you're going to get. There'll be blood, fire, and energy, and like that military sort of setup. I don't see that from. I don't think you get that from this Burton side, especially off the back of looking at them conceding, getting beat 3-0. I know Blackpool are doing all right at the minute, but conceding 3 and not scoring on the bounce, so they look like a weak setup, to be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, I know obviously Ed. I watch a lot of the stuff that he does with Gab Sutton, and by the sounds of it, they're a very open team. They like to attack. Loads of them like to attack, but they also leave a lot of gaps. As you can, like I said, they have to be fair. They have played a lot of tough teams that, you would expect for them to lose. But on the other hand, like you said, when you go in with it, let alone a settled team, but when you make so many changes, the owners have come in, money spent, Orsi probably being one of them. I mean, the best player is Billy Bowden, who started brilliantly, but he is injured. I don't know if he's back.
I speak, like you say, about the recruitment and what they've brought in. They've brought in what you're going to say, like 23, 24 players. You look at our squad, not one of them is a League One standout. Not one of them is a marquee League One player.
Yeah. That's the thing. They've gone from it everywhere. Honestly, I recommend all of you, if you haven't done so already, go and look at where they signed the players from, because it's literally everywhere. They signed them from Holland, Belgium, Sweden. It's an absolute madness. I do recommend, because it is crazy what they've done. Yeah, I think me and Josh also said in our when we done our preview and predictions for the top 6 and the relegated teams, I think all of us said that they would go down. Obviously, we'll get into that at the end of the season when of course, all our predictions. Go and check it out as well. If you want to check out any of the episodes we've done, if you go on YouTube, go on the playlist, all of our episodes we've done this season are all on there. So if you missed anything, season preview, etc., they're all on there. Same with videos. If you missed anything, you can go and check them out on the playlist option. But it's a madness. And Bowden being injured is no shock, but he's their top goal scorer, I think, with 3 goals. He got they lost 3-2 on the opening day at home to Lincoln, and then they drew 3-0 with Mansfield. But since then, they've like you said, I think they've scored 4 goals since, 2 in the away game to Rotherham, 1 in the Barnsley game, and 1 in their last game. So but saying that though, they've only scored 1 less goal than us, and they've conceded 1 more goal than us as well. But like you said, it's
very similar.
What's your thoughts? On Burton, Josh? It's just mad, isn't it? What they're sort of doing and what they're going for.
So Ed and I have done a match preview, which is coming out tomorrow. And one of the things he said in that video was that it's the most players signed by a club in British football history.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That's mad.
23
players, 6 of which were their last season. So it's a heavy squad. Some of the players as well, we said we've signed, and we've had to load them straight back out because they couldn't get game work permits, basically. So it's just
crazy.
It's mad. And Bowden, best player, that also says something as well. Obviously, I don't think he's fit. That's just the general consensus. He won't be fit for this game.
Good, because he always scores against us as well.
Always scores against us. I think what Neil said as well about lack of cohesion, I think that is maybe something to expect. They are an attacking side, which means that those gaps we need to take. So I think that we will get those chances. It's just if we can take that clinical. Although I say actually we were clinical on Tuesday.
Yeah, we didn't have loads of chances on target.
Yeah, and also we weren't necessarily clinical because Scott's goal came out of absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And Lindsay's goal was an absolute worldie. So it's not necessarily clinical. It's just we had good shots. So I think this will really test. This will test promise to see if he's gonna because with Jack Hunt on the pitch, you're always going to get chances. I think he set up promise twice, not necessarily like goal scoring opportunities, but they will give you the chances. With Ryan Sweeney at the back as well. Like,
ex-Rovers player, of course.
Yeah, of course, you can get past him, and you can. I mean, they've conceded what 3 goals, 2 goals, 2 goals. Like they can score 2.
To be fair, though, yeah, but to be fair though, sorry to cut you off. They're almost like us, really.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they are the yellow version of us.
Yeah.
Don't score many, concede quite a few. I think they've conceded 2 goals in every one of their last 5 games minimum. So
yeah, apart from the Northampton one.
Yeah. So it's just we need to. Yeah, we need to do an absolute job. Whether we will or not it's a different story. I'm feeling hopeful, but yeah, it's I'm sure Burton fans are going to be annoyed in their current situation, but you also have to remember previously where they were. So it's patience, isn't it, with Burton? And I'm hoping that patience is still needed after Saturday, because if we lose away at Burton, oh my days.
Yeah, I don't want to be losing. Yeah, I'll be going as well. I don't want to be losing. I don't want to be losing there again. I've seen us. That's the thing. They're another one of those teams really we don't usually do that well against. But yeah, we must really.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of comments as well. Tim saying, even to Tim as well, I appreciate it. If we can start to defend crosses and corners in our box, our results will improve. 100%, 100%. Completely agree with you. We'll go on to our lineup predictions, but I'm guessing both of you are going the same as Tuesday.
Nope.
No, you're not going the same. All right, right. Josh, we'll go with you first then.
One change. Shaq Ford in for Sotirio. I know that Sotirio offers a lot, in the pressing sense and stuff. I just feel needs a little bit of rotation as well. He's been absolutely dog work in there. Essentially, he played Tuesday. He ran his absolute butt off. Just give him a little bit of a rest and just see how Shaq Ford does as well. We're forgetting he's a quality player. He needs a start. So I would go exactly the same, other than I would put Ford in for Sotirio to see how that kind of Omacheri Ford partnership works. By the way, I wouldn't care if Sotirio starts either, because fine, but it worked in that pressing sense. It's just to save a few legs. That's the only change I would make. Yeah,
interesting. Neil, would you make any changes, or would you go exactly the same and then obviously rest them all for the Swindon Cup game?
I think if all fit from Tuesday, I think you have to be honest. If this manager's still looking to get these lads on board, he's got a green light there from Tuesday to say that the performance has been put in. That's the best you've played together. I think you need to get them back in the building this week. Just keep working on them, building relationships, doing all the right things, setting standards, etc., and send them out again and say, go and back that up. I'll reward you if you reward me, I think. And I think the minute you start pulling it apart again, the worst thing in the world is if he brings Taylor Moore back in, someone's head's going to fall off. You know what I mean? There's you've got he's in a delicate situation, Taylor, as it is. I think he needs to keep these lads on side now.
Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Taylor Moore is back. Yeah, I was there thinking the other day that he was back for the Tuesday game, but yeah, Taylor Moore is back as well. So yeah, again, Forbes will probably be out of the team again. Would out of the bench again. So yeah, it'd be interesting what happens on that front. But yeah, I think you sort of have to. Yes, to be fair, I do get your one with Shaq Ford. If you're going to start him in a game, this is probably the game to start him in, isn't it? Shaq Ford.
He's underdone. I don't think he could get through an hour. I think he's miles underdone.
Yeah. To be fair, he is.
But he takes Sotirio off at the hour mark normally. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I just
don't think you can start him. I just think he's too underdone at the minute. Obviously,
he's not played a lot.
He's been brought in because he's got bags of potential and quality by the sound of it. Obviously, I haven't seen loads of him, but the snippets I've seen, he does look electric. But I just think he's got loads to go. I think if you start him, you're looking at grade 1 muscle injuries pretty early on in his career.
Fair enough.
I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. That's all. I just noticed how Sotirio's been asked to play recently, and he's been absolutely running his ass off. So
yeah, I get it. I just think there's a bigger sort of there's a bigger mental picture here for Taylor. I think he's got green shoots getting these lads back on side now, and I think he needs to keep working with that because
fair enough.
They could very easily, if he changes one or two and then they get beat, he's back in the mud with them again.
True.
That's the thing. Yeah. Chris agrees with Josh saying Ford needs to start, but yeah, Matt Taylor needs to keep the same team. Yeah. So that's our team. Yeah, I'm also going unchanged. Yeah, obviously people did mention the Hunt thing. We'll get into that another day. But yeah, it's madness. Like, if you haven't seen it already, I'm not sure if he's put it on his Twitter, but he's definitely put it on his Instagram story. He's basically been changing on his own for 6 weeks in like the toilet, it looks like the toilets, like he's getting changed.
Corner physio room or something, toilet-y.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, yeah, it's on his Instagram, but it's an absolute mad. And even now, and like I was like, what the hell? When I seen his thing, I was like, mate, there's something mad going on. Even after, he comes back into the side, plays a blinder, and yeah, he's still not training. No, he's training with the team, obviously, but he's not getting changed with them. It's madness. But yeah, 6 weeks it's been like that, which is crazy. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I say. But yeah, we'll get into score predictions. A few people have already left theirs. Make sure you get in your score predictions now. We'll be ending it very soon, but keep hitting the like button, please. 50 likes if we can. Follow us on the socials, our personal socials, and the Talking Gas ones if you haven't already. Subscribe to Josh's channel. Follow his TikTok is on screen, also in the description. Fan Hub as well. Do all that good stuff. And yeah, get in all your predictions. So Fallen Blue has gone with 2-2. Alicia has gone with 1-1. So yeah, first two we haven't got a win so far. BRSC fan has gone with 1-0 to Burton. Yeah, I know, Tom. It's madness. I don't know. It's crazy. Tom Butler's also gone 2-0 Rovers. So yeah, everyone getting your prediction. If you don't leave it now, then make sure you leave it in the comments after. Of course, those of you that leave comments on our social, when I put the ones out on Instagram and Twitter, they don't obviously count for the giveaway. So the only ones either now or when you leave it after. So yeah, get them in. Neil, we'll go with you first. Are we going to win? What's your score prediction and goal scorers?
Again, like, I wouldn't be surprised by anything that happens Saturday. Like, it'd be genuinely interesting to see what happens if we go 1-0 down. What this side does, and after how they performed, as far as the way they went about their work on Tuesday night, it will be really interesting to see what happens if they went 1-0 down at Burton and to see the reaction. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say they'll go and back up Tuesday night. I'll give it the benefit purely because it's Burton. Like, they're going to set up probably pretty similar to us. So then it's just about man for man. Then it's just about winning your individual battles. And if you approach your work the way you approach your work on Tuesday, there's nothing to suggest that you should get a decent bit of success if you do like the fundamentals well and you approach your work like you did Tuesday. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll back them to win. If they get beat, I won't be shocked in the slightest. I'll say Kalinaukas for them, Sinclair for us to get another one, and Macker off the bench.
So 2-1. 2-1 Gas. Very good. And yeah, Sinclair. Yeah, Sinclair is is.
But I could see us going 1-0 down and collapsing as well. So take that what you
Yeah,
will.
I could see. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with anything. I wouldn't be surprised if Burton go and have an absolute masterclass. I wouldn't be surprised if we go and batter, because we have battered them in the past there, but we've also obviously got smashed last season, and yeah, it would be so Rovers to go there and give Burton their first win. So I hope not, but yeah, we'll see. Josh, you going for another win?
2-1 gas.
2-1 also. Goal scorers?
2-1 gas. Goal scorers, I'm going to go Danilo Orsi for Burton Albion. And I'm going to go Skipper Scotty. And I'm going to go for Monsieur Promis mon chéri.
Oh, Sherry, the French Irishman.
Yeah, the French. Yeah, I just think he works really hard for the team and just deserves a goal. So I'm just feeling it.
Yeah. Well, it would be nice. Yeah, I did say for him to score. Tuesday on yours, but yeah. So you've gone for 2-1. Neil's gone for 2-1. To be fair, there is quite a few 2-1s. After the first few people like BRC fan, Ford on Blue, and Alicia said we wouldn't win. Everyone else has gone for wins. So Tom Butler 2-0. Ben Darrell, we've gone for another 3-2. Obviously, seen him as well on Tuesday. Good to see him Tuesday as well. South Stand Gas. Yusuf has gone 2-1 Rovers as well. Chris has gone 3-0. I'd love a clean sheet. I would love a clean sheet. Winning a clean sheet would be perfect. Josh Bingham, 1-0 Gas, another clean sheet. Gordo, another clean sheet. Cherry Brace, that would be very nice. And Chris has gone goal scorers, Sinclair and Connor Taylor. Chris has also gone Macca Promise. I'm going to go with... I haven't got a correct score yet. I think you two have, but I haven't got a correct score yet, so I need one. I'm going to go 3-1 Rovers.
Ooh.
I think Orsi will score for them and do his little celebration, absolutely loving it like he does. And I'm going to go for Sinclair to get another one. I'm going to go with Promise as well. I'll join you on that one. Promise on Machiri to get his third league goal. And I'm going to go with Soterio to get his second league goal. So, yeah, we've all gone for wins. Neil and Josh have copied each other. Have gone on 2-1. And
I just love Neil. That's why.
Yeah, it's got to be done, hasn't it? Yeah, Neil's gone for the win. And so, to be fair, I can't remember the last time me or Neil said we'd win a game. It's been a while. It's probably the Cambridge game, maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, I think me and Neil said
Wigan.
we would be.
Yeah,
we are Wigan. No.
Oh, Wigan, yeah, not Wickham.
Yeah.
No, Wigan. Yeah, I think we all said.
Oh yeah, Wigan. Yeah, Wigan. Yeah, Wigan. And yeah, we all know how that went. Yeah, that was the last time we all predicted Rovers to win, and we got battered 4-1. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, we're going to end it.
It was?
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we didn't even score. But yeah, there we go.
Ooh,
but yeah, Yusuf's gone Conte first goal. But yeah, that'd be nice as well. But yeah, we're going to end it now. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Brilliant show as always. Hopefully the connection hasn't been too bad. You know how it is. It's been shambolic, but hopefully, yeah, all of you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone for all the comments as always, all the support, everyone that shares on Twitter, Instagram and stuff. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe. I'll be there with a video. I'll be going to Burton away for fifth or sixth time. So yeah, hopefully we can get that win. Follow us on our socials. They're on screen. Also the Talking Gas ones as well. Subscribe, fan hub, all that good stuff. If you're watching back, leave your predictions as always. But yeah, we will see you in a bit. Subscribe to Josh as well, of course. TikTok is there. And we'll see you in the next one. Let's hope for a back-to-back wins. Up the gas.
Got it, gas.